Louisiana politics. I'm joined in studio by Congressman Cleo Fields. He's a Democrat from Louisiana. Thank you so much for coming on, Congressman.
It's a pleasure. Good to be with you.
Well, we have a lot to talk about. Let's go over first. I wanted to get your reaction to the National Guard coming to Louisiana. At least a request has been put in for that to happen. What's your reaction?
Well, I've often stated that we should not use our National Guard men and women as props. I mean, the Constitution is real clear. You cannot use them for law enforcement purposes unless there is an insurrection. I mean, we didn't use them, when there was a real insurrection that took place at the U.S. Capitol. The president was sitting in his Oval Office watching it, and members of the Capitol Police died and other federal agencies. And what does he do? He basically, as soon as he becomes president again, he released them all from prison. Look, let's not use our men and women in uniform as props. Let's be serious about how we approach this crime problem. You don't approach it by cutting crime prevention money from the several states. Louisiana, we lost over $3 million in crime prevention money. That's the president, through his executive orders. If you want to fight crime, put more money in local police.
When you say props, do you think it's political?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And it's unfortunate because we train our men and women to fight wars on foreign lands. And then for the president to say this is good training for him, I mean, who says that? I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a wise move. In fact, it's unconstitutional. And the courts have held it unconstitutional. The federal law is clear. You can use them for an insurrection. You can use them to enforce federal law, but you can't use them for police purposes unless there's an insurrection. But to send them across the country to police local towns is unconscionable and un-American, and we really need to stop it. When they brought them into D.C., for example, they weren't even armed, at the beginning. That's a prop. We shouldn't do that to these people are trained to fight wars. We have the most fierce military in the world, and don't make them police officers.
Governor Landry says it's a force multiplier, and he even cites. He says it's very effective. He cites some of the big events that we've had, Super Bowl and a couple of other sporting events. He said where crime has actually been reduced because of their presence.
Well, if you want to bring them in we always bring additional assistance in for Super Bowls, for national events. This is big. This is a big difference. What the governor is, as I appreciate it, is requesting 1,000 troops on the ground in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Shreveport. Look, why don't we give those local law enforcement agencies additional money so that they can hire additional police officers and improve their pay? But to take our military and bring them in here, to me, is not the appropriate way to.
Yeah, you're 100% against it.
Oh, 100%, because it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, I want to switch gears here. We know that on October 1st, the government came to a screeching halt because Congress could not come together and agree on a spending bill. We could go back and forth on, I know Republicans are blaming Democrats, Democrats are blaming Republicans, but I want to talk about some of the implications. One of them is the National Flood Insurance Program, the NFIP. It's going to affect a lot. That has lapsed. You've written a letter to try to get a solution to that. Tell me about that letter.
Well, I mean, look, people in Louisiana suffer constantly. Many people don't have insurance, not because they don't want it, it's because a lot of people are not writing. Some people can get it but can't afford it. And I mean, we all came together, the entire delegation, on this legislation because it's needed. How it will be affected in this shutdown, I mean, nobody really knows, but I would think it's going to be negatively. Listen, how did we get here? We got here because we have an impasse. Democrats, on one hand, want to include health care benefits in their discussions, you know. And Republicans, you know, and I hate to say Democrat Republicans, but at the end of the day, that's the reality. And the president, you know, if he was real serious about keeping this government from shutting down, he would have met with the Democratic leadership last week. I mean, they had a meeting scheduled on Thursday.
There was a meeting scheduled. It was canceled.
Yeah, it was canceled. I mean, what?
But then they had another one, right?
Yeah, they canceled the Thursday meeting, and he went to play golf, you know. And then they had a meeting on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday of this week, and then right after the meeting, he issued an an AI emoji, you know, marking the Democratic leadership. Come on, you know.
Do you believe, though, this letter is going to have an effect? Do you think the NFIP can be? I mean, you're calling for a long-term reauthorization of the
absolutely.
NFIP.
I think it will have an effect, and it should. I mean, as I recall, I think all of the members of the delegation signed off on it. I think the senators included. I'm not sure, but. But it should have an effect. Look, we have a real problem here in Louisiana. Flood insurance, period. And it's different from other parts of the nation. And that's why we as a delegation are trying to, you know, zero in on it and make it a priority for our state.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Congressman Cleo Fields, thank you so much for coming on. Good to see you. When we come back, we'll talk to Attorney General Liz Murrill about a couple of topics as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back.